Russian President Vladimir Putin said in an interview that Gazprom vessel uncovered clues hinting at another potential bomb 30 kilometers from a previous Nord Stream pipeline attack. He chatted with Pavel Zarubin on Rossiya 1, revealing that Denmark had granted Gazprom permission to investigate the explosion site. However, the company's hardship ventured even farther down the pipeline. Putin mentioned that they found a small stake approximately 30 kilometers away from the explosion's location. It was positioned in a spot that resembles where the blast happened. He pointed out that the stake marked the pipeline's junction, which is the weakest point in any gas pipeline. The president stated that experts think the object could be an antenna for receiving signals to detonate bombs that could have been placed under the pipeline system. He added that multiple bombs were set on the Nord Stream, but some failed to explode, and the causes are unknown. And today, we're going to talk about what Russian President Vladimir Putin just revealed about the Nord Stream pipeline that terrifies the West. Nord Stream AG experienced an unusual and devastating event on September 27. 3 sections of the Nord Stream pipeline were destroyed, and Swedish seismologists detected 2 explosions along the pipeline route the day before. Russian prosecutors have launched an investigation into the incident, suspecting it to be an act of terrorism perpetrated by international groups. Investigative journalist Seymour Hersh published an article on February claiming that explosives were placed under the Russian Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipelines by U.S. Navy divers. The source mentioned that Norwegian specialists also helped with this during the Baltops exercise in June. The CIA and Burns were involved in the planning, and after 9 months of discussion with the administration's national security staff, President Joe Biden personally authorized the operation. The U.S. National Security Council spokesperson Adrian Watson said that harsh claims were entirely untrue and made up. And in March, U.S. officials told the New York Times that the latest intel points to a pro-Ukraine group as responsible for pipeline sabotage. The U.S. government was reportedly unaware of the operation. Meanwhile, German newspaper Die Zeit revealed that investigators had located the ship used by the saboteurs, and they discovered it was rented by a company owned by Ukrainian nationals registered in Poland. Now Denmark has remained silent on the issue. Putin expressed his desire to get the Danish government's permission to conduct the examination independently or with them. They suggested forming a group of international experts and bomb engineers who can work at that depth, and in case there is an explosive device, the team should defuse it. Putin revealed that when they asked the Danish government, they got a wishy-washy answer. The government said they needed some time to mull it over before they could respond, and Putin said it wasn't exactly the most definitive response. The president quietly asked the Danish government if they wanted to team up and explore the site together. The goal was to openly investigate and disarm any explosives found at the bottom of the site. However, the Danish government didn't give a clear answer and told them to wait. Moreover, a friend of Putin claims that the United States and the United Kingdom are spreading lies about the explosions on Nord Stream. A close associate of President Putin accused the US and UK of spreading lies about a Ukrainian group being responsible for the Nord Stream gas pipeline's explosion in the Baltic Sea last year. According to a recent report by the New York Times, US officials believe that the attack was likely carried out by a group supporting Ukraine made up of either Ukrainians or Russians. Nikolai Patrushev, the Russian Security Council secretary, expressed skepticism regarding the report. He questioned whether the alleged group could have the skills to execute such a bold sabotage on Russia's critical energy routes to Europe. Patrushev accused pro-government Anglo-Saxon media of trying to conceal the actual culprits by blaming a group of Ukrainian terrorists who were supposedly instructed to do so. Patrushev said Russia doesn't have concrete evidence on who's responsible for the attack since the investigation hasn't included yet.